many years prior to that, when I was sitting in the doctor's office, somebody tried to tell me the same thing, and I said, no, thank you. And I would have saved myself years of pain and suffering if I would have read it back then. Of all the hundreds of health books I've read up to that point, none of them had the complete information. I mean, it spoke about the fruits and vegetables being the food for our body. It spoke about not only that, but it spoke how much, how often, and when we should eat the food. It also spoke about the other non-dietary habits of health and all this. And I'm going to tell you, no matter what belief system you come from around the world, every belief system that promotes longevity will agree from a diet standpoint what the Bible teaches about health and diet. So I was amazed by this. So then I went to write a book called Health According to the Scriptures. And as I was doing this and doing all these studies and everything else, somebody told me, they said, you know what, Paul, the Bible doesn't only tell us what to eat and when to eat it, and how much to eat, but also it tells us the best times to eat our food. And I said, I think I missed that one. Let me read it again. So I kept reading it and learning and thumbing and everything else. And very well, it does say the ideal time to be eating our food. Let me just start off by saying the ideal time to eat our food. When we can see it. Nobody would sit in a dark room and be hungry, but you turn on a light, all of a sudden people think they're hungry because they see food. You know, the only animals in nature that were created to eat at nighttime were nocturnal animals. Last I checked, we're not that. But what do we do in our great human intelligence? We go to a brightly lit restaurant and we turn down the lights and call it romantic. That's not romantic, it's unhealthy. Food does not digest the same way in the dark. You know, every major belief system around the world that promotes health and longevity will agree the body works in cycles. There's a time for digestion, assimilation, and cleansing. Dairy products from my diet, my condition would begin to heal. So I asked my doctor if there was any connection between consuming dairy products and my condition. And she said there are no medical studies to prove there's any connection between consuming dairy products and my condition. And that's when I got wise. That's when I decided, without telling my doctor, I was going to eliminate dairy products to see what would happen. Now, I didn't even know what dairy products was at the time. I knew it was milk. It said right there in a container in big letters, dairy milk. It even had a picture of a cow. But I didn't know it was ice cream and butter and cheese and all these things. And when I found out it was, I realized about 90% of my diet had dairy products in it. But I was determined to get better, and if this worked, I would get rid of it. So I eliminated the dairy product to see what would happen, and I started to feel better. And that's when I made two connections. The first connection I made was that diet did have something to do with my health. And the next connection I made was my doctor really didn't know about health.